Hafa welcome to Weekend Edition. I'm Julius Santos. Glad you could join us. In the wake of her roundtable on parole, sentencing and risk assessments for criminal sexual conduct offenders, Senator Therese Terlahi is calling for safeguards that could protect the public to be implemented quickly. Chris Barnett has more.
Very sobering takeaways from Senator Therese Terlahi's roundtable meeting. No treatment, no psychological evaluations for pre-sentencing, and no alignment with national standards for criminal sexual conduct offender risk assessments. Terlahi says the roundtable hearing showed why there's an imminent threat to the community every time a CSC offender gets out of jail.
There are people who are going to be released as we speak. Their terms are up. They have not been treated. They have not been assessed for risk of reoffending. So it's possible that some of these people being released on criminal sexual conduct offenses may reoffend. We need to prevent that.
Court and prison officials said during the roundtable that CSC offenders who are not pedophiles are less likely to reoffend if they receive treatment. Thing is, there's only one treatment program in place and it's already full.
Are we going to have a reliable treatment in place or not? And if we don't, then why are we considering parole? Why? Why, knowing they may reoffend, are we considering letting them out early? Makes no sense.
During the roundtable, officials said pedophiles have the highest risk of reoffending, with some jurisdictions mandating longer parole sentences and intense monitoring of pedophiles. Terlahi says the risk of reoffending assessments need to happen now, and it's something she says she's following up on.
Risk of reoffending is made a priority. That's what I think everybody should be looking at. That's how we protect our community, and that's ultimately the standard that's been set for the parole board. They're supposed to make a determination as to the risk to the community in releasing this person.
Meanwhile, Terlahi tells KUAM News senators have to be consistent about protecting Guam's young people from criminal sexual conduct. She cites the recent consensual teen sex bills her colleagues have introduced. The bills would allow a less than 4-year age gap between partners, meaning if the bills are passed, a 19-year-old could have consensual sex with a 15-year-old and only be charged with a misdemeanor.
And we say it's okay sometimes. It's okay sometimes? How could it be okay sometimes to violate that protection for 14 and 15-year-olds? That doesn't make sense to me.
For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
The Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority is taking steps to prepare for active shooters. GURA Executive Director Ray Tapasnia tells KUAM News the agency recently completed its comprehensive plan of action in the event of an active shooter incident. GURA worked in conjunction with Homeland Security to fine-tune the plan, which encourages employees to be aware of suspicious behavior and other pertinent warning signs. Tapasnia says active shooter drills will be held at the agency's main office in Sinahanya and at its properties around the island.
What we want to do is just create an awareness out there that GURA is not a soft target. I mean, we actually we're being proactive, we're undergoing the training, we're being aware, or we're familiarizing ourselves with warning signs and being more aware of our environment and our surroundings. So, yeah, I mean, we can only hope and pray that it never happens, but we also want to be prepared in the event it does.
Tapasnia says GURA will also put out an RFP looking to upgrade their security surveillance systems in an effort to step up safety for its employees and clients.
We work in an environment where we're having to terminate families for meth use or for domestic violence, so we just want to be proactive and ensure that our employees are safe.
The active shooter drills are expected to take place within the next couple of weeks. Tapasnia said the drills will be conducted in conjunction with Homeland Security and the Guam Police Department. GURA residents will be notified of the dates and times of active shooter live drills. For just the third time in history of Guam's Catholic Church, a new Archbishop will be formally recognized by the Pope. Archbishop Michael Burns will celebrate Mass with the Holy Father and other new Archbishops from across the globe in a special ceremony in Rome in June. Nestor Lecanto reports.
The Pope will present Archbishop Burns and other new archbishops with a pallium, says Archdiocese of Agana Chancellor Father Ron Richards. He says the pallium is a woolen band that looks like a yoke and is white and gray in color. It will be conferred by the Holy Father as a symbol of the Archbishop's role.
It's made from sheep that are raised in a certain area of Italy, and the wool comes from that, and only so many are made a year, and it's representative of them being the shepherd of this sort of important diocese, and overseeing the running of that. And so that is when it's formally announced.
Archbishop Burns is just the third Archbishop of Guam. He is preceded by Archbishops Felixberto Flores and Anthony Aperon. He was first appointed as the coadjutor Archbishop of Agana in October 2016 while the church investigated child sexual abuse allegations against Aperon, who was eventually found guilty earlier this year. The Archdiocese is organizing a pilgrimage to Rome from June 24th to July 1st. The pallium ceremony is scheduled for June 29th, the feast date of St. Peter and St. Paul.
It's sort of a twofold celebration. So the Archbishop is going to concelebrate with the Holy Father for the June 29th Mass, and then he'll come back here, and he won't use it until the nuncio comes here, and we'll have a solemn liturgy here at the cathedral, and it'll be formally placed on him so that the people on the island can be a part of that.
A date for the ceremony with the nuncio has not yet been announced. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Wrapping up Guam Police Week, Joan Uggan-Charfris introduces you to the recipients of the Police Officer of the Year and Civilian of the Year for 2019.
Victorino I. Maza is an auto mechanic too with the Guam Police Department and has been for the past 4 years.
I'm working with the support division. There's a lot of work in there. It's a different, like mechanic in different agencies, not the same like that. We did a lot of like late night activation to support the, our policemen.
If you ask anyone at GPD, they will tell you Maza does a lot. But if you ask Maza how he felt when they told him he was selected as Civilian of the Year.
Actually, I don't deserve to be a Civilian of the Year. There's a lot of personnel in GPD, the civilian employee. There's a lot of employee there that supposed to be not me,
This humble 54-year-old says what he enjoys most about his job are the challenges.
You need to make our patrol car run 24/7. That's the very exciting. And, I want the support that they gave to me, all the officer. Thank you for them.
Come December of this year, it will mark 28 years that Police Officer 3 Jed Santa Tomas has been with GPD. He recalls how his journey began.
There was an opening. I decided to try it. I came fresh from the military about a year afterwards, or maybe 2 years afterwards, and went to an interview, got hired, and went through the academy, and then I was offered to go to another academy, the fire academy. I stayed with GPD.
Santa Tomas was named the Police Officer of the Year, and while he, like many officers, tend to shy away from such recognition, it's clear as to why he was selected.
I work to serve the people of Guam. I've said it once before, we're out to protect the people, protect the children. I've been doing that since.
He says for him, the toughest part of the job is when it deals with children.
When kids are hurt, that's the roughest, without a doubt, when children are hurt.
He admits that he was shocked that he was selected for the honor, and while grateful,
everybody deserves to be recognized for the work that they do. Police work, I've said it time and time again, cannot be done alone. It's all, good police work is a product of teamwork.
And GPD, like any other agency, has their share of criticism. Santa Tomas says he never takes anything personal, reminding himself he's there for a reason.
We usually become hated because we're there. It's only when we are only called at the moment of despair, when people have lost it, when they themselves can't control the situation. We're there, and because we're there and we're in their problem, we suddenly become the problem. we suddenly become the targets.
He closes out with this.
It takes a special person to be a police officer. A much more special person to be the spouse of one.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Jonagan Charfris.
An architect with Guam roots has started a scholarship in honor of the very individual who has inspired him to get into such a profession. His grandfather, who just happened to be the architect behind the Hagåtña Cathedral. Joan Ugan Charfris has more.
Mark de Malanta was born and raised on Guam.
Lived in Baza Gardens until I was 12. Came out, went to Agata Middle School or Agata Johnson for middle school, and then came to California for high school.
He currently is an architect with D Scheme Studio and resides in San Francisco. He also is a registered architect on Guam.
I went to UC Berkeley for architecture school. Graduated years ago, 1997. I'm reminded that that's a long time ago now.
If you ask him what, or rather who, inspired him to get into such a profession, he will proudly tell you his grandfather, Antonio S. de Malanta, who had a passion for building things.
My grandfather's office was based on Guam. He had offices in Manila too, but obviously I hung out in his office in Agåtña. I used to just spend after school with him there, and he basically gave me the basics of 101 of what architecture was about, and essentially also helping people.
In 2018, using his personal funds, he started a scholarship in his grandfather's name with hopes that it will carry on the good he wanted for the island. De Malanta's dream is that the scholarship reaches as many young adults as possible and that it inspires them the same way his grandfather did with him. If you're interested or would like more information, head on over to dscheme.com/scholarships. You must have a 3.0 GPA, be a current resident of Guam, and a high school senior going into college. Application deadline is June 7th. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Jonagan Charfris.
Stay tuned. Next on Weekend Edition, we'll rehash some of the big stories of the past week, and still to come, the Guam Crime Stoppers report.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
We value relationships because when we commit,
I love you guys until you're 80, until you're 90, until you're 100, forever.
we are in it for the long run, so you can enjoy the moments that matter. Because when we commit to relationships, we never stop caring. Calvo's Select Care, health care that is always there for you.
Legends aren't born, they are made. And during our Jeep Celebration event at Cars Plus and Mighty, you'll receive up to $6,000 in accessories with the purchase of a new Jeep Wrangler, Motor Trend SUV of the Year. Customize your new Jeep to the way you want it. Or how about a new Jeep Grand Cherokee? Save up to $5,000. Or save up to $7,500 on a new Jeep Compass Sport. It's our Jeep Celebration event going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Join us in saluting those making strides and serving in our armed forces every Tuesday on the KUAM News Instagram account. These weekly posts round up profiles of Guamanians receiving accolades in the armed forces, those stationed on Guam making a difference in our community, and veterans being recognized for their service. Presented by Future Smiles Orthodontics. Build a brighter future with a brighter smile.
Hey everyone, I'm Asha Robles, and here's what happened this week on Trend Spotting. After running a story last week about a bus stop in Zero Down that was literally a dumping ground, a group of random individuals were inspired to clean it up. The group is made up of guys from the village of Folk in Chuk. In a message exchange over Facebook, one of the group members explained, "We tried to do positive activities to inspire their brothers and sisters from our island, including our very own beloved island of Guam." Not only did the gentlemen clean up the area with garbage, they also cut the overgrown grass and some of the trees that were encroaching on the bus stop. In one photo, the volunteers showed extra compassion to a man who is known to be living at the bus stop, giving him a little bath. Unfortunately, he's still taking up residence in the bus stop and remains homeless. This story touched a lot of our followers online. Here's what some had to say. Marie thinks that their group rocks. She said, "Thank you for setting a positive example to many. Keep up with your positiveness in all that you do." And David stated, "Nice. Good things will come back to you all with such compassionate hearts. Outstanding." During the week, Tumon's iconic statue, Guamamon, was damaged. One of the creature's fins was broken off, along with some chipped cement and paint on the podium. After posting some photos of a group of people climbing the beloved statue, the persons responsible for damaging the Guamamon statue in Tumon have come forward. According to operations manager Jenilyn Abinalis, the individuals accepted responsibility and offered to pay for damages. Over on Instagram, user Ashley said the lack of respect to the statue was saddening. Also writing, "There's a reason why there's a chain around Guamzilla. #respect boundaries." Congratulations to the Father Duenas Friars as they claimed the title as the IIAAG Boys High School Volleyball Champions.
Key factor to winning this game was playing defense. We all know our offense just flows naturally, so our coaches focused us on defense.
FD picked up a 3-set win over the Harvest Eagles Wednesday night, 25-16, 25-21, and 25-17.
This game was mostly for Thompson and X, so we really dedicated this game to them.
That's it for now. We'll see you guys next week.
If you get nervous about having dental treatment, you're not alone. An estimated 35 million adults experience anxiety or nervousness at the simple thought of visiting the dentist. As your dentist, I strive to make your visit as painless or pain-free as possible. And I frequently tell my patients that in the 21st century, if we can give you medicines to put your tooth to sleep or medicines to take an infection or toothache away, we can surely give you something to help relax you and take all fear away. No one ought to sit in a dental chair thinking of bad childhood memories or fearing injections. If you're a dental coward, but you really do want your teeth fixed, don't wait until the pain is killing you. Come in, tell us your fears, and set up an appointment. We have convinced many that dental treatment doesn't need to be scary anymore. For your helpful dental minute, I'm Dr. Kenny Bourgeois of Paradise Smiles. You shall never know all the good a simple smile can do.
Legends aren't born, they are made. And during our Jeep Celebration event at Cars Plus and Mighty, you'll receive up to $6,000 in accessories with the purchase of a new Jeep Wrangler, Motor Trend SUV of the Year. Customize your new Jeep to the way you want it. Or how about a new Jeep Grand Cherokee? Save up to $5,000. Or save up to $7,500 on a new Jeep Compass Sport. It's our Jeep Celebration event going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Okay, Sergeant Paul Tapao is here, and we are talking about keeping the community safe. But Sarge, it almost seems redundant how we're here talking about yet another break-in and yet another northern school, specifically my alma mater.
Yeah.
We keep talking about Sanchez getting broken into. Okay, as a journalist, my interest is like the most obvious question: why?
You know, really, if you look at the report, there's no indication of any theft, and there is, and I'll put it out there. There is indication of just malicious damage to the property or vandalism and everything, because there was graffiti that was done. And I want to say it's really just people reaching for attention, or kids who just don't have anything else better to do.
They don't have an outlet if they're, they've got all that pent up energy. And
it's unfortunate that the schools have become targets for that and everything. And idle minds, idle hands, it becomes the workshop of deviant behavior. And, understanding the severity of the damages 3 days in a row, it just speaks volumes of what is going on up there. And
that almost sounds like somebody's trying to make a point, just to prove that it can be done.
We really don't understand the mindset or the concept behind it. But what I do want to highlight is the understanding of the student body and the initiatives that they have done in previous cases in which we've covered. And when we started the Crime Time, we featured the Mad Sharks of Simon Sanchez, but we also featured some of the incidents that happened and how the community and the school, the student body in itself, utilized the School Crime Stoppers program. And here's where they understood the concept of what they could do as students or representative or ambassadors of the school in keeping their school safe by really giving us the information. Because when you really look at it, it's really, when we say crimes that are committed within the school and we know that there's no intent of any burglary or theft, it really is the people, 90% of the individuals who commit the crime are either students from the school or former students of the school. So there's that generation or there's that culture where only this culture will understand or know the information of who the perpetrator was and everything. And it's generating that information up to the authorities that become a challenge for investigation. So this is where we ask the school or the student body to utilize the School Crime Stoppers program or the Mad Shark Initiative.
Okay, now of course the Mad Shark program was created by students for students, and they said it was a senior class who wants to hopefully raise money so they can buy a CCTV system or some sort of surveillance system, right? I've always been curious because a lot of people ask us and they say, okay, well, there's a lot of surveillance video, there's still pictures and everything. At GPD, you guys can take basically like any type of image, even moving images, and you guys can go way further than civilians can as far as like identifying us. Because people just say, okay, let me zoom in on my phone. I can't tell who it is. Why would this be of any use to GPD? But you guys have high tech.
It's valued evidence that we use, and it's the sign of times. People are capturing the images, capturing the incidents, and neighborhood watch groups have actually been sharing information. And these images, these videos that are shared in the social media platform have actually been used as evidence and actually been used as investigative tools in which we use to go out to apprehend the perpetrators. So, the CC camera and the alarm system was just some of the initiatives in which the Mad Shark students brought forth, but what they really brought into the school was a sense of ownership. And this is important because in order for you to understand who you are as a student, you need to take pride in your school and establish that ownership within the school. And again, I applaud the efforts of the kids. I applaud the efforts of the students, but understanding where they can help, it's really finding out the information from within the culture of students and providing us with that. And that's where they can help, and that's where they can actually bring closure to these cases.
And I would assume that this has something to do with this week's Crime of the Week because we want to give people more information.
Yeah, 3 days in a row, it's a little bit alarming, but understanding that, you have an entire community, various agencies helping to bring closure to this case. We're at one step, taking that direction in helping the students of Simon Sanchez.
Okay, everybody. So even if you're not from GGO, if you're not an alumni, if you're not a current student, please take notes during this segment because here is what you need to know.
The Guam Crime Stoppers and the students from Simon Sanchez High School are seeking the help from the community relative to numerous burglary complaints that occurred at the campus. Police reports suggest that on Friday, May 3rd, school officials received an activated alarm call within the school at around 9:30 that evening. A check was later made and school officials discovered that numerous classrooms on the second floor were broken into and vandalized. On Monday, May 6th, school officials returned and discovered that over 19 classrooms located at the 300 and 400 buildings were broken into and maliciously vandalized. On Tuesday, May 7th, school officials discovered that the school had been broken into as they discovered graffiti writings throughout the exterior of the school and the cafeteria area. The Guam Crime Stoppers and the students from Simon Sanchez is asking the help from the community relative to this case. If anyone has any information about this crime or any other crime, you can call our 24-hour hotline at 477-HELP, that's 4357, or submit a tip online at guam.crimestoppersweb.com. All calls will remain completely confidential, and a cash reward of up to $1,000 could be paid if the information provided leads to an arrest and a grand jury indictment. Your call does make a difference.
All right, Sarge, that's good information as always. Hopefully this will not spread to other schools. So to be proactive and to make sure that it doesn't, what can students and neighbors, communities? What can they do? Because, you know, a lot of people say, okay, well, there's only so much I can do to keep an eye on, like if I live near GW. That's a big piece of property.
Yeah.
And, you know, weekends I can't always be around. Nighttime, you know, I can't be in a million different places at once. What can I do, though, if I'm in the area?
I know with time constraints and everything, I'll just pretty much hit it where it shouldn't matter. It has to be the parent. The parents do need to own up to their kids' involvement with what they do in the community. The parent needs to teach them how to be mature and responsible young adults. And the parent has to be the ones to provide that outlet of information for their kids to make better choices and good decision-making skills. Because when you really look at it, it's like I said, 90% of crimes that are committed within the schools are students, and they're still kids. So the parents have to be involved. We have all these programs within neighborhood watch groups, within community policing within the schools, and, you know, with the initiative for a safer school. But it really does boil down to the parents getting involved with their kids. And I can't stress this enough, and I want to continue to stress it. It really is the parents taking ownership of their kids and understanding what they can do to provide assistance, but also guiding the kids to make better choices and become better decision makers in life.
So it starts in the home, of course.
It does. It does.
Right.
It really does.
All right. Thanks, Sarge. We'll see you next week.
Hey, thanks for having me again.
All right. And please stay tuned because we're back after this.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Introducing Triple J's Online Shopper, the new, faster, easier way to purchase your next vehicle. Explore hundreds of new and used vehicles in full 360-degree view. Get pre-approved instantly from the comfort of your home or office. Personalize your own finance terms and get top market value on your trade-in in just a few quick, easy steps. Buy with confidence from start to signature, and we'll even go the extra mile to deliver your vehicle to your home or office. Have a question? Our sales team is just a chat away for instant assistance. Click, pick, drive. Complete the entire car buying process with Triple J's Online Shopper and purchase your next vehicle at triplejguam.com today.
Can I just get a right back?
You don't need to go anywhere else to get your news. One and done. You don't need to go anywhere else to get your music and entertainment.
One and done.
Oh, and social media? Yeah, we got you.
One and done.
KUAM Communications on multiple platforms from any device. It's your source to go to, connecting Guamanians all over the world with home.
One and done.
One and done.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
All right, everybody, it's a weekend. Happy birthday going out to Hannah Joelle Kitatsu. Happy birthday number 14 to Hannah. We love you so very much, sweetie. And this comes from Dad, Mom, Amaya, Tori, and all of us at KUAM and at Cold Stone Creamery. If you had a birthday this weekend, hope you had a fantastic birthday too.
Remember, you can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online at KUAM.com. Please make sure to include your name, your photo, and a birth date. That's all the time we have from all of us here at Guam's News Network. Thanks for watching, and have a safe weekend.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E. Explore your world.